Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video I wanted to talk to you guys about Guilty Gear Strive, give you like my thoughts slash review of the beta as it stands right now, the game, and be as honest about it as possible. And just saying it up front before we start going into the nitty gritty, I'm not really like a Guilty Gear or like super into anime games in general. I kinda am more of a traditional 2D guy like Street Fighter King of Fighters, even the NRS games. But I wanted to take a chance on Guilty Gear. Obviously, I played some of the previous Guilty Gears, and but not that much. I'll say like I have maybe like 100 or 200 hours total into Exert maybe, so it's not that in deep. So first let's start talking about the game, and one of the first things you will notice is that the game is gorgeous. It looks amazing. Obviously it's a very good looking game. This footage will not do it any justice because you are seeing it on a base PS4, and the base PS4 recording is 720p 30 frames per second. So it doesn't even look as good in the footage, nowhere near as good as it actually does. I'm super excited to get it on PC later this year and seeing how gorgeous it will actually look. Now, there is something I wanted to talk about, and that is the lighting. I feel like on some stages the game looks way better than others because of the lighting. Like for example, in this instance, maybe it looks a little bit muted, but maybe if we like break the wall here and went for a combo on the wall, right, we will transition into another stage, and on this stage the game looks so much more colorful and so much better, and I do like it a lot on bright stages. I think it looks fantastic. On darker stages it looks a little bit dull in my opinion. And another thing is obviously the soundtrack. The soundtrack, again, this is a Guilty Gear staple. It is really good and I'm a big fan of it. So visual and soundtracks are both amazing. Another thing is obviously the netcode. The netcode is indeed very good. It is amazing. Could possibly be the best netcode I have seen in a game. I stressed it out as much as I can, right? Like I stressed it out as much as possible. I played this game, I think today I got like to the 10th floor. And I played it on Wi-Fi. I played it in like 100 millisecond ping games, and it's still really playable. I only had like 1 or 2 really laggy matches, but otherwise it's absolutely fantastic. Now let's get to the stuff that I didn't like before just breaking down the gameplay. The stuff that what I mostly didn't like is again the lobby system. Like in all honesty, it feels like Ark is trying to undermine everything they did right with the netcode with the lobby system. The lobby system is trash. It is honestly one of the worst I have ever seen in a game. Not in a fighting game, in a game, period. Why do I have to talk to my friends and say meet me in Park 60 and let's search for each other? Why can't I just invite someone? What's up with the floor system? Why is it so clunky? What's up with the connection issues? What's up with just... even the lobby system feels laggy. It doesn't look good. It doesn't suit the game. I can go on and on and on, and I feel like people went on enough about how atrocious the lobby system is. And I don't know. Like it's honestly the absolute worst thing about this game, and it really turns you off. It's really off-putting in my opinion. But now that we got the ugly out of the way, let's talk about the gameplay, what's good about it, what's bad about it, and give you my final thoughts. So the gameplay for Guilty Gear Strive went through a lot of changes. One of the first things they did is that they changed the Gatling system. Gatling is like the magic series in the Marvel games. Think of it as going from light, medium, heavy. That does not really work in Strive. What ended up happening here is the fact that when you are doing, let's display the inputs, input history. So when you say, for example, do like light, medium, heavy, it doesn't really come out, right? Out of the lights, which is like the square button if you're using a PS4 controller, you have to go into the command normals, right? For Ki, for example, or Kai, it is the forward and light, or 6P. So you're pretty much gonna be forced to do this, right? Like this is gonna be your main combo rules. All Kai player, everyone who's using Kai, you're gonna do this combo over and over and over, and that is pretty much what you're forced to do. If you do like a kick, you kinda have to do the dust attack. So this is pretty much what you're gonna do over and over and over. And this is a general theme of the game. I think the new Gatling system, after you get used to it, it works, but I also think it's very confusing for new players. I can see someone being frustrated and just at a loss on what is going on, right? It feels very restrictive. Another thing that I want to highlight is generally the game and the combo system is very, very restrictive. I'm getting a sense of been there, done that super quickly, right? Like how many times can I do this, right? Before it gets super old. And there's pretty much nothing else you can do. And from my experience, I played the game. Now I'm like I said, I am in the 10th floor currently. It feels like 30% or so of my games were against Melia, and I can swear all of the Melia players are the same person. They are doing the same exact combo into the same exact setup over and over and over and over. And this is giving me early Street Fighter V vibes and early Mortal Kombat 11 vibes. Arc, I do think they need to loosen the combo restrictions a little bit. Even from the first beta, many of the combos does not even work anymore, right? I don't understand why, like, not really sure what is the case here, like, why is that? I think if they loosen the combo restriction a little bit, the game could be a lot more fun, but in its current state, the only way to have some unrestricted fun with the game, in my opinion, is the Roman cancel system, right? Like, this is pretty much the only source of any real freedom in the game, right? But because the opener is always gonna be the same, I feel like unless you're comboing from stray hits, this is not even gonna be that variant, right? So I think they need to add and inject more combo variety. Maybe tone down the damage a little bit, but increase the combo variety, please, because I feel like we're getting serious. I'm getting some serious sense of deja vu here. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the air system. A change they did to this game is the fact that now, when you do an air dash, for example, there is recovery on landing. Notice that said punish, right? I punished her on landing, right? So once you land, there is recovery. Once you do any action in the air, there is a little bit of recovery. And this creates a sluggish feel, right? It feels like it gives the game a sense of heaviness and sluggishness that wasn't there. And the reason they did this is, in this game, you can air block out of air dash, right? Once pretty much the sign behind Ram, once the signs disappear, she can block instantly. So what ends up happening now is that everyone is air dashing 24/7, right? They also heavily nerfed the back dashes, by the way, and again, it gives the game a heavy feeling that I'm not sure is good. So what ends up happening now is everyone is air dashing 24/7. Like, this is currently the game, right? Obviously, to compensate for this, they buffed the 6P or the forward light. These are supposed to be like the anti-air attacks, right? So these are a lot better now, but again, I feel like it's fixing like they created a problem and now looking to fix it, right? In the previous games, you kinda had to faultless defense, so you would kinda have to do this out of an air dash, which I feel like was a lot better of a system. Now the 6Ps, even though they are better now, you still don't get that much damage, and the entire game now is people just air dashing left and right, with an air dashes that feel sluggish. If you compare it to games like Marvel, and I know Guilty Gear is not Marvel, but it does feel a lot worse, heavy, and sluggish. I can't know how else to describe it, right? I think they just need to make dedicated. I think they just need to reduce the recovery, make him feel good again, and just return it so that some air normals are unblockable, right? Make this an unblockable anti-air, and bam, problem solved. It wasn't broken. I don't think it needs to be fixed. And obviously, I can get super in deep about the wall, but everyone already did. The wall thing is like well documented. There's so much about the wall and how the wall functions and all of that, so that is kinda annoying. Obviously, a lot of people went super in depth on the wall, so I don't wanna get too much into it. Let's talk about some of the good stuff. One of the first things I like is the Roman cancel system. I think it's brilliant, in all honesty. They kinda combined many of the previous mechanics into the Roman cancel in this game. So for example, once you whiff something, you Roman cancel and you get the purple one. And one of the cool things here is that you can buffer a dash into the Roman cancel, right? So for example, the blue one you can use to slow down time. And as you can see, there is like an aura around key, which is like an area of effect one. So you can use this one to like go for mix-ups here and all that. So that's really cool. There is obviously the red Roman cancel, which is like the gain source of freedom in the game, right? That is really cool. And the yellow Roman cancel, the ones that you can use defensively, this is like the get off me tool. So there is a lot of depth in the Roman cancel system. However, I will say from most of my experience, before everyone is dashing 24/7, jumping feels strong and anti-airs feel kinda weak. What ends up happening is everyone is spending their bars on full press defense to just get some breathing room, so I'm not seeing a lot of use for the Roman cancel system, but maybe with more experience and when we get better at the game, that will get alleviated a little bit. And I just want to say that even like for example, if say let's say Milia is gonna or Ram is gonna do the air dash again, something they did here is that like even Dragon Punches are blockable. So here like you will eat a counter hit combo here, so that's kind of obnoxious. I'm not a fan of the air game in general and the Gatling game, but the Roman cancel system is a brilliant mechanic and the wall need to be completely readjusted in my opinion. But I do think it's a very fun game in all honesty. I think it's a very fun game, but there is just some serious flaws with it. I don't want this video to be overly negative because I am actually really enjoying the game and looking forward to it. Overall, if I have to give it a rating as it stands right now, I will give it a 7 out of 10. I don't think it is the amazing second coming of fighting games like some people pretend it is or like think it is. It's not like a 9 out of 10 or a really solid, amazing, awesome, unflawed fighting game, but it is very good first try. Usually fighting games are never good out of the gate, and you kind of have to have realistic expectations here. Know that this game is good, have some serious flaws, but think of it that way. The second and the third revisions are gonna be absolutely incredible, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to getting my hand on the final product later this year. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon page and the Discord server page in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.